All right, so we should be live. Let me check real quick if we're live. No, but I think we're live though.
We should be.
We
I
should
got the
be?
signal
Okay.
here that
All right,
we're
cool,
live.
cool, cool. All right, everybody. So this is our second episode. Ain't that right, Jeremy?
Second.
Second
We
episode.
we decided to come back for
We
another one.
decided to come back. We decided to come back to another one. All right,
First one
so this
was
is
terrible.
episode two. In episode two, we're going to be covering a lot of different topics. I think some of the main topics that we have on our discussion here is Canelo versus the IBF. We got the Don King promotions. We'll get a little bit into the aftermath of the Usyk versus Fury, and a little bit of the aftermath of the past card, the 5v5 card, and then we'll get into a little bit of Jorge versus Nate, and then we'll get into some MMA news. So let's get right into that, Jeremy. Let's pull up anything you got for the Canelo versus the IBF. I want to
Yeah.
hear what's going on with that. So just that people are updated about the story with Canelo and the IBF. I think that from what I've been hearing, they're pushing for him to fight a American contender, no? And the pushback that he has is that it seems like Canelo, there's a lot of fights that Canelo doesn't want to take at this exact moment. I mean, he is the probably the guy in the divisions right now. Let me pull that. Yeah. So let's pull that up. All right, we just got Canelo. Nice, nice, nice. So tell me a little bit more about this, Jeremy. Who are they trying to match him up with, and what's going on with that?
Yeah, so they have the guy's name is William Skull. He is
Okay, let's go.
the mandatory of Canelo Alvarez in the IB for the IBF sanction.
Uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
basically, um I believe I want to say he is a Cuban born, but
Yeah.
he moved to or he mainly like fights in Germany now.
Okay.
That's where he mainly
Okay. My
fights.
bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um yeah. So that's his mandatory, and now so the IBF Rule 5C requires the champion to honor the mandatory title fights, meaning if they do not honor this, they will be forced to vacate. But as we've seen in the past, the IBF has been really bad when it comes to their new champions. For example, when Terrence Crawford became undisputed, they already, I believe it was 1 week after, where they were already asking him to vacate the belt because he just did not want to defend it. Another thing to point out is that Edgar Berlanga, the Puerto Rican boxer for Matchroom, he
Mhm, mhm.
uh, is the WBA mandatory, obviously another sanction. The only
Yeah.
reason there's no progress with Canelo Alvarez versus Edgar Berlanga is because the WBA has not ordered anything. So the
Right.
IBF is the only championship, or
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, the only sanction that has ordered something.
Okay.
And now that's why William Skull versus Canelo Alvarez is a very real possibility. And now there's a purse bid scheduled for
Uh-huh.
June 13th. It just
Uh-huh.
got postponed. It was supposed to take place today, actually, but it
Uh-huh.
got
Okay.
postponed for next or June 13th, whatever day that is. And
Okay.
this fight could actually happen. I mean, obviously, nobody in the
Uh-huh.
U.S. knows who William Skull is, but
Yeah.
it's a very real possibility that this could happen.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I mean, like we've seen in the past for sure though, like I think that when it comes to purse bids, like can usually like say other sanctioning bodies or the team can usually pay for the opponent to step aside, no?
they can, and honestly, I don't see why that should be any different. I really do think it should happen because again, like I mean, obviously everybody wants to see Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez, but
Mhm.
there's just no movement with that fight right now. And
Okay. What are your thoughts on I heard that Canelo was saying that he wanted like $200 million to fight Benavidez. What's the deal with that? Are you thinking that he's trying to duck him, or is that do you agree to like with the consensus of what everybody's saying with that,
I
or what?
think, well, what he's doing is he's pricing himself out, and this isn't the first time where we've seen a fighter ask for a ridiculous amount of money to fight somebody. I mean, we've seen somebody like Shakur Stevenson do that before, where he simply said,
Mhm,
if you guys aren't going to pay me this money, don't even bother talking to me.
mhm,
So as far as ducking, goes, I think it's a bit of a stretch. I really do. I think it's a bit of a stretch. I really don't think it's ducking. I think it's more.
You don't think that he's afraid of the Mexican monster? Is that what I'm hearing, Jeremy? You don't think he's afraid
All
of
right,
that?
here we go.
Power?
Here we go.
You
I
don't think
do
he's
not
afraid of
think
that speed? You
to
don't think he's
say
afraid of
he's
that?
ducking
You don't
is
think he's afraid of
ridiculous.
that
Here
height?
is
You don't think he's afraid of them pounds, them
There
175
is no
pounds?
reward for Canelo Alvarez to fight David Benavidez. There is just no reward.
It's
Canelo Alvarez has
uh
already probably lost the mental side of this fight. David
all
Benavidez
right.
is a scary freaking dude.
All right. So
But
wait, are you? Am I hearing that you're admitting that Canelo is just he's ducking him? Is that what I'm hearing, Jeremy?
to say he's ducking is a little. I think it's a little ridiculous to say he's ducking. Say he doesn't want it. I think he can take it. I think he can take the fight. The only issue is it worth it for him? And I don't think it
That's
is
true.
at all. I don't think it is at
What
all.
what
I,
what what I will agree with you on is that there's no upside, right? I think that
there's
what
not.
I will say, okay, like because there's two scenarios. Canelo could either fight Crawford or he could fight Benavidez. Like that's the whole thing. By the
And
way,
who?
in my
Okay.
opinion, I believe that he should fight Benavidez, and the reason why is because the difference between those two situations, Benavidez has paid his due. Benavidez has beaten Andrade, he's beaten Plant, he's beaten Lemieux, he's beaten a lot of the top 168 pound
Okay.
guys.
I will be honest.
Crawford, the
Only
only reason why Crawford's in the discussion is because the Saudis want to pay for it. That's really literally the only reason why that's happening. So I would say like it's
I will
either
say
somebody that earned their merit or
I
somebody that's like
am convinced David Benavidez' only legitimate opponent was Caleb Plant. Maybe
all right,
Lemieux.
that's such a hot take right there. That there's no way.
Maybe. I
He
do
beat
not
Plant,
think I'm
he beat
not
Lemieux,
I
he
know
beat Anthony Durrell,
Andrade was undefeated going in.
he beat Anthony
However,
Durrell. It's not
Durrell.
it's not even okay. All right, it's not even just Durrell was. I mean,
Well,
look,
I mean, at the
he was
time
champ.
he was legit. He was a legit.
When Benavidez beat Durrell, he beat a better Durrell than Caleb did. Like Caleb beat a Durrell that was already like past the hump of his prime.
Yeah, I won't argue with that. All right,
But
so he beat Durrell.
what about Andrade? Like we were talking about Andrade. I get what you're saying that
He was a
Andrade.
35-year-old prospect.
All right, well. The thing is that that's kind of rough. The fashion in which he beat him, though, like, come on, you got to give him props. He did he knock him out like 5th, 6th round?
I think it was the 4th, if I'm not
4th
wrong.
round.
Either he knocked him down the first time in the 4th, or he beat him in the 4th. I don't remember.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Jeremy. If had Caleb not been helped with that ref, bro, Caleb would have been
He
out.
would have been out.
9th, 10th round. Them body shots. It's
a little tough. That is a little tough. We did watch that one live, and Caleb was being propped up by the ref. That's a little rough. All right, maybe a little tough on Benavidez there, but
let's
But
well,
I don't know. I think Canelo Alvarez will. I think the fight will happen eventually. I think it'll happen eventually.
Okay.
However, yeah, I don't think he's ducking him. I don't.
Okay. And I mean, and like just to get back to the topic, Canelo versus the IBF. Do you think the IBF is stripping Canelo based off of the fact he doesn't want to fight William Skull, right?
If I were him, I would vacate the belt. I really would, because I mean, again, there's money to be made in other markets. You got a guy like Berlanga who wants a shot, and he's basically good buddies with the WBA, and that fight obviously that would sell better because that's a Mexico versus Puerto Rico matchup right there. Everybody wants to see that because both, obviously when it comes to boxing, both countries think they're better than the other one. So I think I would much rather see that than William Skull. Again, it's just because I don't know who William Skull is. I'm sure he's a fantastic guy. I will admit I have not probably done my research and actually sat down and watched a William Skull fight. However,
right now,
I'm not I'm not like, as a casual fan, I would not be enticed to watch Canelo Alvarez versus William Skull.
To be quite honest, like right now I'm looking through his box rec. and it's mostly a lot of 2-star, 1-star competition. A lot of guys with a good amount of losses on their record, mostly fought in Germany. I honestly, with the amount of guys that he's fought and his knockout percentage, I would say this fight goes about as well, or if not worse than Canelo's fight with Munguia. I think that this is not difficult work for Canelo, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah, I don't expect a struggle versus William Skull either, but again, you never know. I mean, this is boxing; anything can happen. That's why we keep watching this sport. That's why we're talking about it right now. Yeah.
That's true.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Honestly, hopefully they don't postpone the purse bid next week, and that will really tell us everything we need to know next week. So that's something we might have to update the public on that one. But
let's switch topics into this whole thing. Tonight we got Broner versus Cobbs, right? We got Don King Promotions comeback.
Return of Don King Promotions, yes, sir.
Man, Jerry, I don't know. Like, look, I mean, Don doesn't have the greatest of track records, of course. Like, obviously, Mike's mad at him for stealing money from him. Chavez is mad at him for stealing money from him. A lot of big top dogs are mad at Don King for the stuff that for his track record. And I think that honestly, it shows in the sense that Bob Arum is probably just as old as Don, and his promotion is thriving. And meanwhile, Don King has lost a lot of talent, and that has to be looked at. And honestly, that has to be attributed to the fact that, dude, a lot of boxers, like, bro, if you're fighting, Jeremy, if you're in the ring, this is me asking you, bro. All right. And I'm Don King over here with my flags, I'm waving them all around. Bro, all right. Fight night comes, you're getting your ass kicked in the ring. And then like right after the fight, like, this is what Don would do. He would go in with going with his guy. He would leave with the winner. You see what I'm like? You know what I'm saying? Like classic promoter type, promoter type shit. He would come in with his guy. He would leave with the winner. Like that, there's no loyalty, number one. And then number two, I mean, just the purse, the whole purse, man. Like what if I promise you, Jeremy, like after that fight, I'm like, bro, you're going to make this much money. And then at the end of the fight, it's like, you only get like this percentage. It's like, it's a little rough. It's a little rough, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Let's look at his promotional. What is this? This is for Cobbs versus Broner. So this is tonight, bro. This thing is straight out of 1985, bro. This thing came straight out of like my uncle's backyard. I don't know where they put this together. Let's get a full screen on this, dude. Bro, I could make this in Photoshop. All right, but I'm gonna give it a chance though, and I'm gonna say, you know what, bro, like. There's a silver lining, bro. I
wish this was formatted a little better. I'm not gonna lie to you,
but we got half a Broner and half a all right. But yeah, no.
Let me go ahead and pull this up again.
But nah, bro, the poster is definitely rough. I mean,
it's not good. It's not good. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, I'm not expecting the budget to be, exactly high for this. I don't know what titles Don King exactly is talking about when it says +4 title fights on the bottom. Maybe it's his own titles created by himself. I don't know. And the fact that Adrian Broner has gloves that like they're made of snakeskin.
They're made of snakeskin, no?
That it says a lot. It says a lot. Now, you and I have talked about this before, and I think Don King should stay out of boxing permanently. I think he should just call it. If Adrian Broner is your biggest star, that's not good. Yeah.
The only thing I do got to give to Don is that, I mean, you and me have talked about this in the last stream. There's been words about PBC going under, and what is wild to me is that Don King Promotions might actually outlast PBC boxing.
I will say, Don King Promotions. Don is smart. I'll give him that. He is smart because the way he has managed his promotion, that has basically allowed him to stay afloat and put on this show.
Right.
Put on this event. And I mean, yeah, it's great management, but the quality is just nowhere near what PBC has, and it's unfortunate that PBC might actually go under, but
yeah. And just so people have context, PBC is the promotion that's currently working with Amazon, right?
yes, so they are putting on all the fights for Amazon.
Okay.
Not that one.
Oh, that Usyk.
Yeah, we'll get to that later.
We'll get to that in a bit. But so what's your overall take on this whole Broner versus Cobbs event coming up later tonight? Or I think it started like an hour ago, right?
I'm sure it's going on right now. Okay. Burn it. Get rid of it. Stop.
Stop it.
Stop. Stop the event, bro. Don King is too old to be doing this. The mob is the mob cannot help him anymore. Like, no, stop, Don. Okay. What are you doing, man? Right.
I mean, when
Adrian Broner should not be trying to come back.
All right. To his defense, I do have him winning tonight. To his defense,
he probably will. I'm not gonna lie to you. He is talented, but the minute Adrian Broner steps in with a legit 140, he could step in with Rolly Romero. The build-up to that, hold on, let me just say this. The build-up to that fight would be fantastic. The fight itself would probably be a snooze fest. Maybe not. That would arguably be one of the worst events put together of all time.
Hey, man, but let's be honest, Jeremy. Like, after this event, Don is back in the picture.
I don't know. He's back in the picture, but he shouldn't be. Okay. He should do a quick 180 and just get out, bro. Like,
just get
like he should not be there anymore. He should not be involved in what he should not be a promotion still. Should not be.
So I'm just wondering though, like just to talk about old guys still trying to do it. I know this is not in what we're talking about today, but the news came out that Mike and Jake that's been pushed back, right? That's been pushed back. I heard to November now.
Back to November, yes.
So what is your opinion on that? I just want to know, based off what you said about Don. I mean, like, I'm not comparing Mike to Don. Mike actually earned his merit, but what I'm trying to get to is, dude, like, it's almost 60 years old versus a 29-year-old. Like, what's bro? Let's be honest here.
Like I said with Don King,
I don't want to see Mike get memed, Jeremy. I don't want to see Mike.
I don't want to see this fight happening. It should not happen. It should have been called off. It should have never even been planned from the start. However, with that being said, I do understand that Mike Tyson is scheduled to make $20 million off of this fight. So I'm hoping that he uses this $20 million wisely and never steps in the ring again. The fight hasn't even happened, and I don't even want to know what's going to happen on fight night. Let alone the man just had a medical emergency, James. A medical emergency on an airplane. And you mean to tell me that you're still pushing to fight a 60-year-old man?
Jeremy, that's like you.
He can order off the senior menu.
Jeremy, that's like you picking on my grandpa or something.
That's what I'm saying. It just
I got my grandpa my first round knockout. But you know, you're right.
Doesn't make sense. Why are you still pushing for this fight? Like, it's one thing to say, oh, it's unfortunate what happened, and yeah, maybe we should cancel this. But for you to still push for this fight to happen after the man just had a medical emergency and you're still that insistent on fighting him, that says a lot about Jake Paul, I think. I think it's weakness. I think it's weakness. But you know what? He puts butts in seats, and at the end of the day, that's what people want.
I think you're definitely right. What I am going to say about Jake is, from what I've heard, I've heard, like, talks about like Luke Campbell, or I think that's the business officer at the UFC. He's that guy that sits always on the side and he's got the glasses on. So he was saying that Jake doesn't sell. Like, he doesn't sell pay-per-views because Jake markets to, like, people that are literally our age and under, or maybe a little bit older than us. And it's like, we don't buy pay-per-views. So it's like, I don't know where, I mean, I guess this is a good, this is a good event because it's going to be on Netflix and it's going to be free. I mean, Jeremy, the thing is like, we're not gonna have to buy this pay-per-view. That's
We're not.
literally the reason.
We're not.
That's
If
the
you
reason
have a
why a lot of
Netflix,
people tune in.
if you have a Netflix subscription, you can literally just tune in. Where Netflix got the money to make this event, I don't know.
Yeah.
Especially if they're paying Mike $20 million. I don't want to know what they're even paying Jake Paul.
Hopefully Mike's gonna get paid more for what's gonna happen in that fight.
I hope so too. Because it's not. I mean, the man has an ulcer. He literally has a hole in his stomach. That's basically what an ulcer is, I think. And I mean, why is he still fighting? It doesn't make sense to me. Let alone why this fight was like why Netflix is so insistent on this. Why Netflix and Jake Paul are so insistent on this happening. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go on a tangent if I keep like
no. Well, let's reel it back, but for sure, I would say, I mean the deal is that Netflix is expecting a ton of people to go on and watch this, and Netflix has been pushing for this whole live events and all that. So I think that this is like they're trying to get into sports. I heard they're going to show NFL games. I heard they're going to show live WWE. Raw,
and they could do that's great. That's great.
Match.
And honestly, I think that's fantastic if they do that, because obviously those are sports where things are mostly fair. But when you're televising an event where a senior citizen is boxing a 29-year-old, it doesn't matter if the senior citizen was a former killer. It doesn't matter that he took off he finished all those guys in the first round. It just shows greed rules all. It's got to be greed or something. There's no way.
Well, we went from Don to Mike. So from Mike, we're gonna go to Usyk. Usyk's returning to the cruiserweight division is what I have here.
Maybe
that's a possibility. If he goes down back to cruiserweight, who's he gonna fight? I mean, he has some okay fights, but I mean,
the only fun fights that I could picture in the cruiserweight division, and honestly, is probably Jai Opetaia, the guy cruiserweight from New Zealand, and Zurdo Gilberto Ramirez.
I'll be honest, but I think he wins both of those fights.
I think yeah, exactly. I think he wins both of them. The man has experience. He's shown that he hasn't lost a step, and he's shown that he's basically reverse cutting weight, where he's like having to gain weight for his heavyweight fights. In a way, kind of like, to some degree he has to do that. But should he do it? Honestly, yeah. And he would, if he does it and he finishes his career somehow undisputed in cruiserweight a second time, he may very well be on a lot of people's top 10 ever to lace up some gloves.
I'll be honest with you, with the win against Tyson Fury, I have Usyk very high on my list. I would say that he's broken into the top 20. He is insane. Like a few more great wins.
He's probably already on a lot of people's top 20s and maybe top 15s.
You could make an argument, honestly, like stylistically, you can make an argument like even close to top 10, just because he beat Tyson Fury. This is we're talking about a 6'9" Muhammad Ali practically.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna say Muhammad Ali had better conditioning for sure than Tyson Fury did. He had better combinations, but at the end of the day, Tyson Fury is not an easy feat, like by no means, to beat that guy.
No, not at all.
And he cleaned out cruiserweight, and he cleaned it out the old-fashioned way. He beat all the top guys at cruiserweight in his time.
Exactly.
So I got to give it to him. Not only that, he also beat Joshua for the titles. He beat Joshua and he beat Fury. Now he's lineal heavyweight champion.
He beat Anthony Joshua twice.
He beat him twice. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing left for me to say. I would honestly want him to stay at heavyweight and just fight a few more heavyweights, and then I think he could call it a career at like under 30 fights.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and not to mention the guy only has like what's his record now? 21-0.
21-0, yeah.
21-0. Guys only had 20. Yeah, I mean, and he has argue, one of the best amateur careers of all time as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, by the end of his career, this man could literally be one of the greatest to ever have put on a pair of boxing gloves. But I want to know, like, would you like to see him make that return though to cruiserweight?
No.
Like immediately
So,
after a Fury rematch.
I'll be honest with you. Like, we've seen it with Roy, and we'll see it again. In my opinion, Roy went up to heavyweight. He beat John Ruiz. He came back down, and eventually, I feel like by the time he came back down, he had just aged out. The talent crop had grown, and there were new, younger, better guys to come up and take his place. If Usyk continues on this path of like going up and down, eventually he's going to get beaten by somebody. Because I would say that you play I think that when you're winning, it's like you're in Vegas, Jeremy. You're winning. You're winning at blackjack. You're winning in poker. You're winning in all this stuff. You get to the roulette, and you're like, I'm gonna put all my chips in. I'm winning today.
You think he's got too much risk if he returns to cruiserweight?
Yeah, I would say so. Like
really?
Going back to
I will say cruiserweight is getting younger.
Cruiserweight's getting younger. Yeah. And not only that, but it's like all these other conditions, in the sense that he's got to go back down. He's getting older. He's already had a few wars in the sense that he got rocked by Anthony Joshua and he got rocked by Tyson Fury. So
not to mention Daniel Dubois did hit him with that nasty body shot, which I'm still convinced is a body shot to this day.
I'm convinced that's a body shot. I have to fully agree with you on that one. I think that Dubois,
that was nowhere. It was not a low blow.
I think that was a body shot. But no, I would say for him to stick at heavyweight, beat some more heavyweights. He has nothing to prove at cruiserweight. Nobody, in general, in my opinion, nobody cares about that division. And he doesn't have to risk his legacy just to go back down and then come back up and then get beaten by he
is the champ of the glamour division. Why not stay there? I like that. But honestly, I would like to see him make that return to cruiserweight. I think so. I want to see him, cement himself as one of the greatest to ever do it. He's a really likable, champion, good guy.
I'll be honest. I'll stick to my guns. When I was going into this Tyson Fury fight against Usyk, I was full team Fury, bro. I thought Fury was going to use his weight. I thought he was going to use his capability, which he did. And we were going back and forth on text, and you were telling me like, boom, like, like, how about this? Look, I talk my crap, Jeremy, when I'm in front and when I'm behind. I talk my crap. At least there's that. When I was winning, I was talking my crap, and when I was losing, I was still talking my crap till the very end. But you know what?
Until Tyson Fury got smacked.
Here's the thing.
I had Usyk going into this fight before.
Tyson Fury. You knew. Okay, tell me if through rounds 5 and 7 you were not sweating bullets, Jeremy. Tell me.
I was shitting myself. However, I knew Tyson Fury would. I knew Tyson Fury would slow up. He took his foot off the gas, and I knew he would. And
I don't think you knew he would. I think
he would. He would because he's good in the later rounds. He's a fantastic fighter in the later rounds.
Honestly, statistically, like there was no idea. That's the way the fight should have gone. Literally, Tyson should have been on the gas. He could have beaten Usyk.
He could have, but you know what he decided to do? He was on the ropes doing his showboating stuff. You know what? That was his downfall. He was showboating too much. He spent the first 3 rounds playing with his food.
It's tough. I'm gonna say what I will say is the tough part about being in the ring is that I think that you're on a tightrope because half of your personality is like you're just going through the flows of things. Like you're just like how to explain it? Like let's say if I'm popping you with jabs, right? I'm popping you with jabs. I'm keeping my distance. Everything's working for me, and I'm in this flow state where I'm just like everything's working. You could do anything that you want, Jeremy. It's like I got this. I felt that like a little bit with sparring, but I felt that like, on a much lesser level playing like games. Like you're playing like, okay, if you literally play fighting games, you could be beating an opponent. You start taunting, bro, by the later rounds, they'll start catching up to you. And that's literally, and unfortunately that's what happened with Fury. He was in his flow state. He was feeling himself. and you know what? Usyk took advantage of that. But I'm gonna tell you this, Jeremy. I'm gonna tell you this. You
He's
know who's
not
gonna
winning
win
the rematch.
in the rematch? You know who's gonna
He's
win in the
not winning
rematch?
the rematch.
Tyson
Alexander
Fury
Usyk has the champion's
gonna win this
advantage
rematch.
in the rematch. All
It
Usyk
doesn't
needs to
matter.
do
You know
is just
what's gonna
jab him
happen?
for 12 rounds,
Tyson
and then
Fury
he gets the
is
win
gonna
by decision.
he's gonna finish Usyk in this next one. He really is. He has to.
Finish?
He knows that.
Oh,
He's
you're
gonna
just
finish.
trying. That's a hot
No,
take right there.
no. That's not a hot take
That's
because
a hot take.
what happened when
Finish
he
is
fought?
crazy.
What
He
happened when
couldn't
he fought
finish him.
Wilder?
He couldn't.
What
He didn't even wobble him in the first
what
fight.
happened when he fought Wilder the second fight? What the second fight? What happened here?
Wilder had an off night.
Wilder did not have an off night. What
That
happened
was
in
an
the
off
third
night.
fight? Was the third fight an off night?
The third fight wasn't an off night. No.
Okay, and did Fury not beat him twice by knockout, Jeremy?
He did, truthfully, but that's Wilder.
In the rematch, Fury's gonna take advantage.
Wilder
of this
is
rematch.
not a boxer. He swings for the fences and hope he hits.
Jeremy, Fury's gonna knock out Wilder, bro. I'm sorry, though.
Alexander Usyk is not Deontay Wilder. You know why? Because Deontay Wilder's game plan is this.
Styles make
That's
fights.
Deontay Wilder's game
Styles
plan.
make fights. Okay, all right. Answer me this question. You just said a few moments ago
He is one of the best technicians.
Did Dubois not knock down Usyk with a body shot?
Yeah, he got him, but Tyson Fury can't do that.
Fury was winning this fight with the body shots, dog. One thing that a boxer cannot beat, that the brawler will always have, is the body, Jeremy.
You are basing this off of other fights, and it's freaking me
out.
out.
In the first, okay, no. This fight against Usyk and Fury, personally, me, I had it a difference by 1 round or 2 rounds. That was my card. 1 or 2 rounds. That was the only difference. These guys are the elite level heavyweights. I cannot, just because look, Fury lost. He did lose, but he held his own. And if he really focuses in this rematch, I believe he's going to take it. That's my opinion.
I think Alexander Usyk wins the rematch because he is one of the best technicians. He is one of the best technicians in boxing.
Jeremy, we're just gonna have to disagree, bro. Until fight night. When I'm just letting you know, Jerry, when the 2 things are gonna happen. When Conor is standing over Chandler's
here we go.
And then when Fury is standing over Usyk's conscious spot, I'm gonna look at you, Jerry, and I'm gonna be like, this is exactly what I thought would happen, dog.
Okay. All right. I'll be waiting for that text, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be waiting for that text.
I'll be waiting for Jeremy's text. Jeremy's
we will be talking smack to each other on fight night all night. We have both different sides of both of those fights: Usyk versus Fury 2 and Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler. I have Michael Chandler and Alexander Usyk winning these fights.
And I got Fury and Conor. I got
James has the losing side.
The Gypsy King and the Mystic Mac are going to take care of business again, Jeremy.
James has the losing side.
That's the way things are supposed to go.
Anyways, I'm excited for these because I'm pretty confident in my picks.
You know what, Jeremy?
I don't need fun nicknames to win.
I'm hearing monotone. All I'm hearing is monotone voice, Jeremy. You know what monotone voice?
I think it's just more calmness because I know
you're
being really loud because you're not confident in your guys. I'm confident in my guys. You know, I'm confident that these guys will win.
Jeremy, was Muhammad, answer me this question. Was Muhammad Ali not loud when he beat Sonny Liston twice? Jeremy?
Well, I mean, he was loud, but you know, that's
and
Muhammad
Ali.
Won.
And that's what's gonna happen again.
There you go, using other fighters to prove your point. No, we're talking about 2 different people here, James.
Okay. All right. You know what? We gotta
anyways,
come
fight night, I will win. Yeah.
He'll win in his heart, ladies and gentlemen. He'll win because he knows that, you know, it's okay to be a loser sometimes. Sometimes you can't always win them. You can't win them all. That's what I learned. That's you know.
I got Fury versus Usyk 1 right. All I'm gonna say that, and I rubbed that into his face.
I'm gonna come on this stream.
Basically, what I'm gonna do for these other 2 fights.
I'm gonna come on this stream, and I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna make sure you remember this. When Conor knocks out Chandler, I'm gonna come back on this stream and just watch, bro.
We will come back on this stream, and we will what's it called? We will Yeah, I'm
You're,
gonna
you're,
show
too,
love. I'm gonna show love. I'm gonna show love.
you're too monotone, dog. You're too monotone. You don't even believe any of your picks. You don't
You
believe
think it's
any of your
monotone?
picks.
I call it
Honor
being
the Mystic back, and we've been talking about this since last fucking week. And the Gypsy King are gonna get it done. They're gonna get it done, dog. I'm sorry.
You know what?
I'm gonna give him a second to just digest the losing that's gonna happen.
Michael Chandler by decision. Alexander Usyk by decision.
I got Conor by knockout. I got Fury by knockout.
December 21st.
They're both gonna get it done.
Yeah.
All right, let's move to another topic, bro. Let's move to another topic.
I don't want to.
Let's go.
Let's do it, James. Let's
go. Let's go. Bivol Beterbiev. Let's go. Bivol
Here we go. Oh my gosh.
Bivol Beterbiev. All right, this one is a one that I can. This one is a one that I can admit. I think we both have pretty similar opinions on. Right. I think that
Dimitri Bivol takes this by decision.
I think yeah, I think Bivol does. You know what I will say, Jeremy? If Bivol fights Canelo again, you know who I got on that one. You know who I got on that one.
Careful.
What do you mean careful? If they fight again,
at 175, the man won 3 rounds, James.
It's okay.
Canelo Alvarez won 3 rounds.
Canelo's gonna get it done. He's gonna be able to get it done.
Okay.
Trust.
Can I at least ask you why you think Canelo Alvarez will come out on top after getting beat on for 9 rounds?
It's the same thing that happened with Triple G. That's my opinion. The same thing that happened with Triple G. Canelo, you gotta admit, Triple G took Triple G took the first fight against Canelo, but Canelo's gonna get that second one, Jeremy. He's gonna get that second one. I think he is. I really think he. I think he is. But, I mean, it is okay. It is prefaced. If Canelo fights Benavidez before Bivol, or if he fights Bivol before, like those are both tough fights, then I don't. Yeah, no. Then I gotta give it to
you. He could fight William Skull and he'll still get his ass kicked.
You do not believe that.
I do.
Man, this is why
he can fight William Skull and then fight Dimitri Bivol after he matched Bivol.
All 4 of the people that are watching us right now do not know who in the hell William Skull is, dog.
That's what I'm saying. So Canelo will fight William Skull, probably knock him out, and he'll fight Dimitri Bivol next. And then he'll still proceed to lose to Dimitri Bivol.
He's gonna get that decision win. I think he's gonna get the decision win against Bivol. He can get the decision win. I'll tell you why.
I need to find the scorecards for this fight because this just doesn't even sound real. I do not believe what James is saying. I don't even think he believes it. I still don't understand why he thinks.
Dude. Okay, all right. Bivol, look, this is the thing with Bivol. Bivol is a good volume puncher, great Soviet style, great style. But what I will say, Jeremy, is that Canelo is a boxer puncher. If Canelo gets the right counters in, if he targets the right things, if he targets the right thing, if he doesn't just target the arm, Jeremy, literally the whole fight he was targeting that left arm, and unfortunately that was not gonna tire Bivol out. But in the second fight, I think he'll come in with a better strategy. That's my opinion.
The fact that
you gotta remember, Jeremy, that
it was 115, 113 across the board worries me because that means they had Dimitri Bivol win 7 rounds when in reality I saw that he won 8 or 9.
Jeremy, it's not that wild. If you think he won 9 rounds, which I'll agree with, he won 9 rounds. Canelo only needs to win 3 more rounds for it to be a draw, and then he only needs to win 1 more round for it to be for him to get the decision.
So
I think he can get the decision.
What I'm hearing right here is you have Canelo Alvarez by robbery in the second fight.
No, I have Canelo Alvarez by a legit 7-5 round win.
I don't think so. If it's 6-6, they will give the round. If it is, I have 5 in favor of Dimitri Bivol, they will give it to Canelo.
Jeremy, dude, I think Canelo's gonna. I think he's gonna win 7-5.
I don't think you believe what you're saying.
You know what's ridiculous to me is how you think that Bivol could actually beat David Benavidez. That's what's ridiculous.
Have you watched the man's last couple performances, James?
Jeremy, he was fighting against Malik. I don't know who Malik is. He was 22-0. You look at his box rec. Who has he fought?
And
Who has he
did you
fought?
see the way he got TKO'd?
He did get TKO'd. All right, we've spent too long on this. Okay, Bivol versus better Biev. I have Bivol as well. That's what we could agree on. I have Bivol as
Yeah,
well.
I do have Dimitri Bivol beating Artur Beterbiev. I think his health conditions or his health issues have just been too bad. They have not been good to him, and Dimitri Bivol will beat him by decision. Anyways, Dimitri Bivol versus Canelo Alvarez 2. Dimitri Bivol still beats Canelo Alvarez. That's my final say.
Okay.
James sucks.
Well, okay.
His predictions are wrong, and
oh my gosh. I'm sorry, guys.
Stream the championship rounds, please.
I'm sorry, guys. When Jeremy speaks, I fall asleep, bro. God.
Here we go.
I'm joking. All
right. Well, yeah, he and I will not disagree with that. Now, I will say, if Dimitri Bivol went down to 168, which I don't think he would ever do because I'd be stupid as hell. Then I have.
Now you're scared. Now you're scared.
No, then I have Canelo. I mean, 168. I mean, that's his grounds right there. But you got to remember, 168 to 175. That's a 7-pound. Wait, yeah, that's a 7-pound difference right there. I mean, come on, like. I mean, yeah, Canelo's probably walking around more than that, or he's probably, whatever it may be. But 175, it's a big jump. It is. It's a big jump. There's no sugarcoating it. It's a massive jump. And Dimitri Bivol is a big guy. He's like, what, 6'3", 6'4", or how tall is he?
Dude, Bivol is 5'11".
Oh, he's 6 feet tall. I keep thinking, he's 6 feet tall.
And
Canelo Alvarez is 5'8". It's a 4-inch difference.
Look at the reach. Canelo got 71 inches. Bivol
and he still didn't hit Bivol for 9 rounds.
Hi, Jeremy. That was an off night for Canelo, bro. We'll call
that
it
was
that.
Not an off night.
We'll call it an off night, just like you called
Canelo got emotional after the
3 losses to Usyk.
Canelo got emotional after the third round because he knew, holy shit, I can't beat Dimitri Bivol.
Wilder's 3 losses.
Why do you keep bringing up Wilder? It doesn't make sense.
Because you're literally okay, bro. I told you Fury beat Wilder by knockout. He could do it again with Usyk, and then you were like, Wilder had an off night. Well, I'm gonna use the same. I'm gonna say the same thing for Canelo. Like
Canelo is gonna have another off night if they fight a second time. Look, Dimitri Bivol is living in the man's head rent free. That's all Canelo thinks about when he wakes up.
Jeremy, Canelo wants to get that. He wants to get that. He wants to get that loss back. He wants to get that loss back, just like all the great champions did, Jeremy. Just like all the great champions did. Leonard, Floyd, all of them, when they had somewhat of a loss, they always wanted to get it back.
Did they?
Leonard and Floyd did. They did. They got the wins. Yeah. Because I mean, like we've spoken about before, like Floyd had some interesting fights with Maidana and Castillo at first, and then the second fights he won those fights, and Leonard did the same thing with Duran. I gotta admit that.
But the difference is they didn't get smacked 9 rounds to 3.
Leonard got smacked, and Floyd just got beaten on for 7 rounds.
Anyways, Dimitri Bivol, unanimous decision in 12 rounds.
David Benavidez, he's clearing out all these divisions. I think he's beating Bivol. He's beating all these guys.
Here we go. All right. No, that's for next week. We'll argue about that. We'll save that one for next week because that's another one we disagree on.
Let's go on. Let's move on to topic 5. Let's move on to topic 5. Daniel Dubois versus Anthony Joshua, potential matchup. I got Anthony Joshua knocking out Dubois. I gotta be honest with you.
Knocking him out is a little crazy. I don't know. I think Dubois is a little tougher than that. Truthfully,
I think Dubois has been in too many wars.
That is true. The man has been in a good amount of wars. With that being said, I don't think it'll be by knockout. I think it'll be by decision. I think Daniel Dubois is one of the toughest heavyweights that there is right now. An exciting guy, just beat Filip Hrgovic, and yeah, I mean this fight is it's gonna be fireworks, no doubt. The only thing that sucks is that it's a UK fight, and I'm not the biggest fan of UK boxing. I'm not gonna lie.
Mhm.
Oh shoot, my fault.
No, you're good.
I'm not the biggest fan of UK boxing. I think it's one of the most boring presentations that there is. I think it is extremely boring to watch. The crowds are silent.
That's true. I mean, they
Um,
sing sometimes. They have the little
Maybe the little soccer chants. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of cool. But even then, it's like I don't know. There hasn't been many UK fights where I've actually stayed awake for it, truthfully.
Jeremy, I'm not gonna lie. There's some cards where I haven't been able to stay awake from. Just like this Brawner versus Cobbs fight. I don't know if I'm gonna stay awake for that entire card.
I don't even think I want to watch it. I don't want to support Don King in any way, shape, or form. I don't like. Yeah, no.
Wow.
I think he should just bounce
Okay.
from boxing.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a really cool fight if it actually happens. I realized that I did not come prepared to talk about this one at all. But just know that if it does happen, Anthony
I got
Joshua
Anthony. I got Anthony.
Yeah.
I got Anthony.
Honestly, this one, yeah, this was definitely not gonna. This wasn't gonna be a very entertaining topic. Tell you the truth. Fight is guaranteed fireworks. Probably gonna happen in the UK. Both guys are British. Winner will probably fight Alexander Usyk.
Okay. Yeah.
This topic wasn't going to be exactly the most entertaining, truthfully.
All right, let's move on to Wilder. I fully agree with you.
However, breaking news, not really breaking, but Joseph Parker and Zile Zhang are among the names that could face Anthony Joshua next. So I'm just going to go ahead and say Daniel Dubois is the front runner to fight Anthony Joshua next. I don't know if that's true, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say that he is. But yeah, Joseph Parker and Zile Zhang. I think honestly, all three of those fights with Anthony Joshua would be bangers. I think those would all be fantastic fights.
I mean, based off of Anthony Joshua's last few performances, like when you want to talk about stock of like fighters, I will admit like Anthony Joshua's stock is a lot higher than Wilder and Fury's is now, to be quite honest.
Yeah, no. But honestly, with the question is like, I mean, we got to take a look at Anthony Joshua's last opponents. It was Robert Helenius, Otto Wallen, and Francis Ngannou. Three guys who don't exactly are known to be, who are not exactly at the highest level anymore. And then Francis Ngannou is obviously a MMA fighter who made his transition to boxing, and got absolutely obliterated.
As one does, right? When you're not involved in, I mean, MMA, there's a lot of hands. You're throwing a lot of hands. I mean, fighting is fighting, right? But boxing, it's a whole other ballgame.
It's two different games. It's two different games. Yes, you throw punches in both, but it is two completely different skill sets. Believe it or not.
A lot cleaner with your striking and boxing.
Absolutely, because striking is all there is in boxing. MMA, you can throw a whole bunch of whatever and hope it lands, and sometimes it does land, and obviously that's how we get viral KOs. So yeah, it is definitely two different skill sets for sure, and I think a lot of people fail to recognize that. You can't just throw an uppercut every time, like our good friend Victor says, who's probably watching right now. Shout out him. But yeah, two different skill sets. Should be a good fight. Would love to see this. Anthony Joshua in 12. Next topic.
Let's move on to Deontay Wilder.
Deontay Wilder. Now this is a sad topic here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he had another off night. Nah, joking.
Yeah, that was I don't know.
No,
What is worse than an off night? I you know what? I feel bad for even using
but
this picture. However, I feel this basically illustrates what had happened.
damn.
Um, yeah.
Well, look, I don't know. This is a really messed up tribute because you got this guy getting like he's getting sent to another dimension, Jeremy. We're really gonna give a tribute to.
I wouldn't call it a tribute exactly.
All right, well,
More like a please retire, Deontay Wilder.
wow.
Um, yeah, he
Um,
got absolutely slept by
I,
this gentleman here, Zile Zhang.
yeah.
One of the guys who might fight Anthony Joshua next, and Deontay Wilder is not the same man he was 4 years ago.
I was gonna tell you that I think you and me go back and forth about all this stuff, bro. We go back and forth about Canelo, we go back and forth about Bivol, we go back and forth about Benavidez, we go back and forth about Fury, AJ, all these guys, Ryan. But what I will say, just because we're talking about a fighter that should probably retire, is that all these guys are elite level talent, no matter what. They all train every single day. They all go at it. It's not an easy sport.
Never.
And what I'm gonna say is that Wilder was a well-known name amongst the boxing community. Obviously, I don't know if all our viewers or anybody's really gonna know him, but if you look back at his highlights, he was well known for a reason. Like, this dude had serious power. He started boxing at 18 years old, which is something not easy to do.
I think it was 20.
20 years old. Okay. Well,
I think it was 20 years old or something like that. It was like
he's
19
giving us
or
hope,
20.
Jeremy.
He was a late starter, though. He was a late starter.
He's giving us hope, dog. Like I've been telling you, we got to go into a gym, do a little, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, hold on.
All right. Back to topic. Wilder started at 20 years old, and he was able to become a WBC champ. That's not easy to do. He fought Ortiz. He fought Helenius. He had a awesome trilogy with Fury. And he fought a lot of guys. And I think that it definitely now is time for him to retire. But what I will say is that this dude created a brand. He brought back heavyweight boxing to the United States, which is something that we needed. And
he was a celebrity, basically. He got a lot of media coverage, and everybody loved him. He talked his smack, and but unfortunately, the days of him headlining the Barclays Center, the Barclays Center out in Brooklyn, New York, that's where he had his best performances. That is no more, unfortunately. Those days are long gone, and now I think it's time for him to hang him up. Sad to say, but I think it is. I don't want to see him get absolutely obliterated like that ever again. Yeah. No bueno.
Let's switch into Jorge versus Nate press conference. I don't know. Were we able to get video for that? Let me try to.
Unfortunately, we were not able to get a video for that. However, I was able to, I guess, snap a picture of kind of what happened, or a little illustration, if you will. Yeah. Let me go ahead and pull this up.
Let me try to get it good. Let me try to pull up a video that I got. I don't know.
Yeah. I got this picture though.
Yeah, let me try to get these two on here, and then let's see if I can try to get something going here. Yeah. All right. Sorry guys. That's all right. Sorry about this taking a bit. Let me pull up the picture while this is going on.
Hold on, let me fix this here.
All right. Yeah, so all right, let me see. I have the videos. Let me just, because I actually kind of wanted us to react to them, but let me see if it's gonna work. All right. Let's see this one. Hopefully. Oh wait, that is this?
Man.
Oh, dude, that was a nice.
Oh man.
Let me play that one more time, bro. All right.
See. Yeah, man. Capitio out here throwing kicks and whatnot. Look at that. I believe this guy with the dreads connected from what it looks like.
He connected flush. Well. All right, let me.
That's wild.
Let me just bring and then after that we had Nate and his boys coming in.
Oh, there's more.
You gotta go. Stop.
Hey, they're not holding you back. They're not holding you back.
Stop. Everybody stop. Stop.
Hey, your coach got knocked out.
Stop. It's time to go. You already did what you did. It's time to go. Let's go. Hey.
That's Nate Diaz's camp, all right.
All right, bro. So let's break down this whole video, bro. All right, so first, I was watching a video that happened a little bit prior to that, but I guess what happened is that Jorge stepped to Nate and Nate stepped to Jorge, right? Because like Jorge kind of did his thing, Scarface or whatever. He kind of went up to him and he's like, like what's going on? And then Nate was like, he was doing his thing and he was like, he did his whole thing, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
He told him, he was like, bro, Nate told he was like, all right, what's up? And then Nate's crew started coming in, and then Jorge's coach Capitio came in, and then they just started brawling with each other, bro. These dudes got into a full-on brawl, bro. And honestly, on the comment sections, I either hear people like saying that like, oh, this side, they're cowards for like having like all these guys jump them. This side, they're cowards for like not fighting enough. I'm not gonna lie. To me, it just looked like two teams that were ready to go at each other. I did not expect Capitio or a coach like that to get involved. Unfortunately, he did.
Well, this is why we tune into these things, James, isn't it? Because we like this kind of drama. We like this kind of stuff. And I think that's probably do I think they actually really genuinely despise each other to where they had to do all that? Absolutely not. I think this is an attempt to sell the fight. However, it works. It got interactions in that.
Jeremy, the two things that I will say are pretty real about this that were not just to sell the fight is the big old bruise bump that Capitio has on his head now, and the blood that was coming out of one of Nate's guys. The dude with the cornrows, the white guy, he got Jorge landed like a left hook or a right hand on him, and he punched this dude open.
Yeah,
and
very real, but I don't know why.
Bro, Nate, I'm not gonna lie, Jerry. Nate's just a gangster, bro. Nate is just.
Did
you see the way he was walking?
The way he's just walking in there like that. All, shoulders all flailing.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you what, it does make you excited for this fight. It makes you feel like there's legitimate bad blood. There is history. These guys fought in the UFC. It was a great buildup. It was a dope, like an idea, who's the baddest mother effer on the planet.
Yeah.
And it was definitely two of the guys that deserved it the most fought for that little belt in the UFC. So yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for this one. It definitely made me more excited. At first, when I first heard about this, I was like, "Oh, this is just, this is a cheap attempt at, Jorge Masvidal to probably get like a win or something like that." I don't know, but now it's like, okay, maybe that's what it still is, but I feel like, there's some excitement building up. Who knows how it's gonna be on Fight Night. I'm sure the place is gonna, the roof is gonna get blown off.
I think both they both stepped to each other, and I honestly think like, bro, it was just a brawl, bro. Like they went at it with each other. Both teams just, they have all this energy. they're ready to go, bro. That was a brawl. Part of it is I think they kind of do want to sell the fight and all that, but bro, I don't know, bro. Afterwards, if these dudes do not cool off, it might get crazy in that ring again.
No, you're right. You're right. I agree. And honestly, they got to keep doing this. It's got to keep doing this. It's making this event fun. It's making this event appealing. Obviously, this isn't held by one of the major promotions either, you know, so they kind of have to do their best to spread the word, basically. And I think they're doing a great job at it. And it's, you know, got to applaud them for that.
Let's switch topics into what's next for Dustin Poirier.
Yeah,
dude, I honestly, for Dustin, I have two options for Dustin. In my opinion, I think Dustin either fights for the BMF or he fights Conor after Conor knocks out Chandler, bro. Those are the only two.
I mean, that last statement.
All right. Well, I know we don't agree with that, but I'm saying that those are the two options I got for Poirier.
Now, I think this picture basically summarized the man that Dustin Poirier is. You know, one of the best boxers to ever put on, you know, some gloves. Do I want to see him retire? No. If he retires, though, I can't be mad. Can't feel any other way other than happy for him. You know, he wants to dedicate time to his family, and I respect that. But it sucks that we got the floral shorts too late. And he put up a great fight. He put up a better fight than a lot of people think he did versus Islam Makhachev. You know, he showed he genuinely, truly wanted to win. Obviously, he fell short. Unfortunately, he did get, you know, submitted, but he is. He is one of the best strikers in UFC history for sure.
I honestly think that, dude, I think. For
Hall
sure.
Of Famer, if he chooses to retire at this very moment today, he's definitely a guaranteed Hall of Famer.
I think Dustin's definitely a Hall of Famer. I don't think there's anything left for him to do. If he wants to fight for the BMF, he can. If somehow like something crazy happens and he could fight for the championship, then you know, let that be. But if not, he's been one hell of a fighter. And honestly, in my opinion, there's only been 3 dudes that have made the Russian Dagestani style look human. Those 3, in my opinion, it's Poirier, Conor, and Volk.
Okay.
And Poirier had a great fight with Islam again. He almost guillotined Khabib in their first fight. Honestly, he really did not. He did not really win much of that fight, but he was close to getting that submission. And the other 2 guys, I mean, Volk almost beat Islam, and then Conor won 1 round, and then a judge had him winning another round, which is a little bit insane. But he did have really good ground defense in that fight, and that's something really hard to do. So I would say that those 3 guys are the only dudes that have honestly put up a fight against all the Dagestanis.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. They did their thing for sure, and it's gonna be tough to see him go. But you know, all good things must come to an end. Diamonds are forever. Shine bright like a diamond, Dustin Poirier. We salute you. Yeah. That's all I have to say about that, really.
Oh, same. Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Hall of Famer for sure.
Our next topic is Islam. It's Islam, right?
Islam Makhachev, yes, sir. That is our next topic.
I don't know, man. I think we've talked about this. Honestly, Islam goes up. I think he could beat Leon Edwards.
I don't think so. However, I'm not saying Leon Edwards will absolutely dominate that fight. However, the graphic that I have here is basically to show what I think Islam Makhachev's next move should be, and that is a title defense against Arman Tsarukyan. I think that's what's going to happen next. I think it would be. I think it would definitely shut a lot of people up if Islam beats Arman Tsarukyan, which I do think he will win. I do have Makhachev versus Tsarukyan. I think Makhachev's wrestling will just be way too much for Tsarukyan, and shit. Even Islam's like striking, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I will say Arman might be a slightly better striker, But again, I think they're gonna. But because both of them are just so good in wrestling, I think they will choose to take this one to the ground.
Yeah.
Um,
Honestly, dude, I think
it will be tense though. It will be tense because Arman Sarukian. I mean, you can't count the guy out. He legitimately can win. And these guys did fight once before too with Islam Makhachev by decision.
I think Islam beats Arman, and I think Islam beats Leon.
Yeah, Islam's not beating Leon. I don't think so. Maybe that's just me hoping. I don't know.
I'll tell you that I think Islam Makhachev he's just dangerous, man. He has decent hands that have grown over his wins. Not great, but decent, and he has the best wrestling, honestly. So when you mix those two together, I don't think it's like, look, Leon starts piecing him up, great defense, great. By the 5th round, Islam will always have the opportunity to finish Leon. He will always have the opportunity. Even if he's down in a fight, he will have the opportunity to finish Leon in the sense that he has an insane grappling game, and Leon's going to have a lot of trouble with that the whole fight.
I think Leon's takedown defense is better, though. I feel like his ground game is overlooked.
I think it's going to be a great fight, and I think I think it's going to be a good fight. But I honestly think I got Islam. I got Islam beating Arman and Leon. I think it's so hard to beat Islam right now. I think he's looked human, but
I will say he does have a lot of momentum going into whatever fight he chooses to do next. Again, I still think it should be Sarukian. Fingers crossed it's Sarukian. I would like to see this one. I think this is one of the few grappling matches where I'm like, holy crap, this could actually be a good match because it's on the ground. This one will be crazy. The build up to one, they'll probably talk so much trash to each other, and I think that's fantastic. However, if Islam Makhachev chooses to move up, I still don't think he beats Leon Edwards because I still think Leon Edwards is so overlooked, and Leon Edwards in 5. That's what I'm gonna say.
I got Islam either by late stoppage or by decision. I would say,
and that is a very real possibility too. I won't even argue with that. That is a very real possibility.
In this situation, I can't argue.
This is a tough one to argue. Like normally me and James would be yelling at each other by now, but it's like we both respect each other's like decisions because again, this one could go either way.
This one really can go either way.
It can go either way. Too many outcomes, Too many outcomes are possible for this one. So,
but in our last and final topic, bro, that's where we put the gloves on, Jeremy. That's
here
where
we go.
That's where we can't agree. We cannot agree on this.
This is the one that we've been waiting for to talk about.
There's a lot of talk about
this last week.
There's a lot of talk about this fight not happening.
Yes, and it is a possibility. I'm not sure. Again, I don't think they gave a legit reason as to why this press conference got canceled. However, let's hope it doesn't get canceled. I really want to see this one happen. I hope and pray that this one happens because that's not it right there. Here we go. Yeah. Let's hope this thing right here happens. The press conference between Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor happens because that will mean the fight goes through.
I gotta tell you that it's the first win that Conor's gonna get in this whole buildup is gonna be the press conference. The second win he's gonna get in this whole thing is
you don't think Nice Guy Conor's gonna come out? No, Nice Guy Conor's not coming out.
Jeremy, you know Nice Guy Conor's not coming out. You know that the Mystic Mac himself is back, Jeremy.
Again, I just think the guy's way past his. I mean, they're both low-key past their primes, but they're both old in MMA years.
Let's hope this fight actually happens. That's the big thing.
Let's hope this happens because June 29th is 22 days away. A little over 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So when this fight is supposed to happen, we haven't received a single word about whether this will still continue or not. The press conference in Dublin got canceled, and that was, expected to be a big event. That's a little worrisome. UFC hasn't said anything. Conor McGregor has barely said anything. Michael Chandler just keeps posting training videos. we'll see how this one goes. I'm nervous for this one. I really am. I mean, if there's a fight to be nervous about that's going to fall through, it is this one.
No, yeah, I mean, there definitely is some stuff going on, but it might even get pushed back. This summer's been tough in the sense that we've had if this gets pushed back and the Mike fight got pushed back, there's barely any,
and also word on the street is the UFC has actually contacted some fighters to be replacement opponents, or they might make an entirely new main event for UFC 303. That's never a good sign. However, I'm still holding out hope. I'm still holding hope for this fight. I still think it could get made. Who knows what the holdup is or why they haven't released a statement. But again, this is a Conor McGregor fight. They want as much drama and tension as possible because obviously that is what will sell. That's the biggest pay-per-view star in UFC history. Why would you not? Why would you want a predictable buildup?
Right.
And then Alexander Volkanovski has went out and said that he's willing to step in as a replacement.
For who? For Conor?
For whoever backs out. So we could potentially see Volkanovski versus Chandler. Do I want to see that? Hell no. But you know what? I like Volkanovski.
Bro, if Volk gets in there with Chandler, I'm telling you again, Jeremy, Chandler's losing to both of these guys. He's losing to Volk.
Oh, that's crazy. I'd like to think Michael Chandler's good, but you know what? Michael Chandler is not the smartest in terms of what he does inside the octagon. He's a smart, he trains super hard. He has the skill set to win. However, when it comes time to step in the octagon, he does not use any of those things.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's true.
However, I think he'll be smart enough to try to wrestle with Conor McGregor, whose ground game, I guess is good, but it's not the best.
Well, I'm sorry, Jerry, but Conor's knocking him out.
He's knocking
him out.
He tapped like chicken. Anyways, round 4, October 6, 2018, UFC 229. He tapped like chicken.
You went from round 5 to round 4. Jeremy, I'm sorry, Jeremy. You and me both know who's winning this fight.
He tapped like chicken.
He's not tapping. Chandler's getting knocked out. That's what's happening.
I think he's been practicing, bro. He's been practicing.
Yeah, bro. Chandler's doing all this practicing, and all Conor needs to land is a nice shot.
I think if Conor McGregor does a line before this fight, then I have Conor McGregor. However, should he not do a line or anything? Yeah, no, he's not winning. He's got to have.
I'm sorry, Jeremy.
Bro,
he's got no, Jeremy. Conor's knocking out. He's knocking him out. He's knocking out Mike Chandler.
I don't believe that. I think Michael Chandler is going to be smart. I hope he's going to be smart. Conor McGregor's training camp has been nothing but partying. The man canceled the press conference.
Jeremy,
and this is the guy that you have winning by KO in the second round.
Jeremy, Chandler's not the guy to beat Conor. The UFC is smart. The UFC put them together for a reason. Conor is knocking him out.
I will say Conor McGregor can win. He can win, but he's not gonna. He's not. I don't even want Michael Chandler to win, but I just think that he is the smarter bet.
Look, Jeremy, we'll agree to disagree, and we're gonna continue talking about this topic. But I'm sorry, Mike's getting knocked out.
Absolutely not.
No. All right, guys. Well, this was episode 2 of the championship rounds. Me and Jeremy have gone at it with each other on some topics. Huh?
How many viewers are there?
Oh, we have one. We have a grand total of 1 viewer that stayed on the whole time. I appreciate that viewer. I don't know who that is. But I appreciate it, guys. Again,
how have we not gotten banned? I feel like we've gotten away with too much.
I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how we've stayed afloat at this point, but
maybe
we can get back and we can stay alive. We'll be back with another episode, guys. All right.